Self-introduction video, take 4. My name is Brighton Eagles. I'm really struggling to make this video. I'm speaking from my office. This is where I'm going to be for the majority of the semester. It's a nice little hidey hole. I hide here from my cat. The internet here is good. This is probably going to be home base for the rest of the semester. I'm in the Humanities and Social Sciences diploma program, and it is pretty much my goal to work through it, get my degree, hopefully eventually move on to my master's, and just pursue my education until I figure out what I want to do with it. I would like to envision myself in like a teaching or instructing position eventually, but I don't really know what I'm going to major in yet, so it's like one step at a time. We're just going to take it as it comes. Online learning so far has been painless for me, although watching my professors struggle with it has been hard. I'm wishing you guys all the best, and we'll get through this together. I'm very interested in learning about Papua New Guinea. I know nothing about it. I didn't even know where it was on the map until I watched the intro video. The whole concept of humanity's relationship with technology also interests me, and I'm really looking forward to diving into that. I know very little about Papua New Guinea, or really about Indigenous cultures, aside from what I've learned about First Nations and Indigenous cultures of Canada throughout my, school career. But even then, I know that I have a lot to learn, and I'm really looking forward to diving into it. I'm particularly interested in learning about traditional Indigenous spirituality. The belief that people are meant to be amongst nature and protect it has always resonated with me, and I am looking forward to learning about more about it in depth, because it was only ever really touched upon so far in my education career. I am not dreading anything about the course. I am actually just really looking forward to diving into it, and I'm looking forward to being able to rewatch the movie Her through a more focused lens, because when I watched that the first time, I'm pretty sure I fell asleep. I can't remember. I genuinely can't remember. I don't even remember what year it came out. But I'm looking forward to that for sure. I wish we could have in-person classes, but I am very grateful for the flexibility that this online course offers me. That is super, super helpful. As far as modern Western society goes, I wrote down a few good and bad on each side. They pretty much equal. I mean, they don't really equal out if you weigh them, but on my piece of paper, they've pretty much equaled out as far as what I could think of. Good, I put access to clean water, accessible food and shelter, healthcare. We're relatively stable and secure here. We have freedom of expression for the most part. There's less discrimination and inequality here. For the bad stuff, I put tech reliance, isolation, which has led to poor mental health, and mental health has become a real problem in modern Western society, especially with COVID and everything that's been happening lately. I wrote down late-stage capitalism because it can be a nightmare for some with the long hours and the unlivable wages and the expensive living and blah, 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 blah. Resource management I wrote down because obviously dwindling resources, unsustainable living, all of that stuff. And then that segues into pollution and environmental issues, which I also wrote down. And then the last thing that I wrote down was just abuse of freedoms, because a lot of people take for granted the freedom that we have here, and they either sit around being a leech on society and not contributing anything in any way, or they take all of that freedom and they channel it into something destructive like crime or acts of terror, and etc., etc. So yeah, that's pretty much everything I wrote down. I think I wrote down a little bit more than that. I tried to make 3 or 4 videos of this intro already, and they all just ended up with 8 minutes of me being so I tried really hard not to do that this time. So hopefully this one was a little bit more brief, sweet, and simple. And yeah, my name is Brighton, and it's nice to meet you all kind of sort of virtually, and I really look forward to the rest of the semester. So yeah.